Yeah, I mentioned this a couple of days ago. Thought it was worth mentioning again in slightly different form of words. It's the magic balance between mic position, projection, and recording levels. And as I say, I mentioned this back on the 21st, episode 537. So go back and listen to that, where I actually had an example of what it is that I'm about to talk about again today. So you can increase the basic loudness of your voice by turning up the gain on your microphone channel, but this will make you sound thin and weak, partly because more room noise is also being picked up by the mic, for which you have increased the sensitivity. Yeah, if you're turning up the input volume on your microphone channel, it's not just picking up your voice and making that louder, it's also making everything else in the room louder as well. And that could be the slight hum of your PC or your Mac. It might be a clock ticking, something like that. It may even be your watch, the rustle of your clothes, that kind of thing, and certainly your mouth noises too. Oh, by the way, we talked about mouth noises and how to work with those and how to reduce the problem of mouth noises a little bit earlier on in our podcast episodes. Oh, I say that a little bit earlier, probably about 6 or 8 months ago. So go back and look at the recordings and the archive section there. In other words, your voice will be louder, but it won't have more energy, projection or robustness. We're talking sheer, basic, naked volume. Audio processing make sure that recorded voices are heard by the listener at roughly the same level. So the listener, the viewer, doesn't have to grab the remote to turn up the TV as a whispered boardroom coup takes place, or turn it down as a soap opera showdown kicks off. Everything is at the same level when it comes to them to a very large extent. But it's how that volume was recorded in the first place with that actor's actual tone of voice and the projection that they have used in the moment that helps tell the story. Recorded audio that's been recorded too loud and so overmodding or distorted is virtually impossible to fix. So, as I say, easier to pull back the energy live in the moment and add it in a little bit later on than to do the opposite. If you've recorded at too high a volume, it's going to be nigh on impossible to fix. So it's best to get that mic to mouth position and the dependent mic levels correct at the get-go, so nothing has to be changed later on. Okay, we mentioned this yesterday, and that is recording at loud events. How do you cope with that? We gave a couple of tips yesterday, a couple more tips tomorrow as Get a Better Broadcast, Podcast and Voice Over Voice continues. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.